MIBR loss at EWC 26 in the KERIA City Battleground.
Very good. You know what the present is for me? It's casting with Logan. There we go. We get all three in there, and I get the cheesy line. Sometimes this job allows me to be a very silly human. It's great.
I love it.
Right, so early game, I am expecting Poppy probably to be trying to get pretty active. Xiaoxu's gone for the Ignite, I will note. We've got HongQ with the Ghost to match FEYZ, who's done something very similar. So some fun stuff with our summoners at the very least. A lot less teleports than I've grown used to.
Yeah, earlier we were casting a game that had like 3 TPs on one side, 2 on the other.
And 3 globals.
These fights broke out and everyone was there. But I will note the cleanse from GALA, respecting the CC that MIBR has brought to bear. A really heads-up choice on this summoner's spell here. You were calling out that Poppy, and we had into HongQ, but HongQ kept the play going, baited it out, bought time for Junjia to follow up. Yes, it cost the Ghost and Flash out of Junjia, but it cost both from FEYZ, and I would argue that that is fantastic, and they put the gold in the right place on to HongQ.
He just came off a game where he popped off on the Orianna and clearly getting the rise, looking to do something very similar. Vampire forced to flash in that bot lane. There was a damage from this double-ranged bot lane, proving to be a little bit more dangerous than I think they were hoping for. The Comet lands onto GALA as well, who can't return with the 4th shot. But the fact that I'm seeing a Comet on Dudu as well, that suggests to me we have got Poke Varus.
That's the one. So the plan then will be to sit at long range while this this Vi go in, this Nico go in. Varus wants to stay in those back lines untouched, poking with that Q, doing so much damage. But here's that Junjia we were talking about, that early aggression.
Junjia here with the Shark version of Poppy. I have decided Xiaoxu's got an Ignite. There is no Meganar. Current aggro is dropped.
Oh, the level up.
And that level up makes things a bit challenging. And actually, here's Ackerman. Maybe JDG going to the 2-man route. Makes things spicy. Just goes over the wall. Oh, dear. That was a step too far. And Junjia's alive. No way. When's Ackerman's next? Blooming Burst. There's that ability name. Steps on forward to Xiaoxu. And forces the flash away, the Flame Spitter on.
Yeah, TP back to that top lane to try and get some XP off this wave before it dies to that turret, but we go to this replay here in the mid lane, and this is a little late, right? HongQ's low mana. He'd already sent a lot of skill shots at FEYZ, who he dodged. Early flash is good, but the flash from Junjia to get in front of him and knock him back to HongQ to buy the time to get more autos down, beautifully layered there to finish off that mid laner.
Sometimes you don't need to hit a wall with the Poppy for the heroic charge to be good. If you just knock them away from their tower so they can't get to safety, it's still a bad time.
That's it, but let's take a look at that top side play, which I love. Junjia here goes in, gets the summoner, the rune there, and prevents a lot of the damage protection. Zest flashes away, is ignited, levels up, and we think, oh, he might be able to survive this one. And Ackerman responds quickly and well, gets the flash out of Xiaoxu here, but Zest flashes forward aggressively in the face of 2. I feel like that was a little bit of overconfidence, a little bit too eager, and Ackerman...
Find another angle in the upcoming fight.
And I love the resilience of these teams, right? Sometimes these teams can be down 3, 4, 5, 6k we've seen before, and they fight their way back in because they're so resilient, because they're mentals, they've been practicing their training. FEYZ is on a ward though, and we do see Vampire marking FEYZ out. So this will be interesting to see if JDG want to go for a play on this top side, but MIBR look to be overloading that bot side. I don't know if a play can come through from this one though, as Junjia gets that Rift Herald uncontested on vision.
I thought I was mad for a second then, because I saw 3 Varus portraits on the map and then went, yes, no, Nico is a thing. And that was why I saw 3 Varuses. So the overload partly...
Really given time over to these supports. These supports have been, incrementally assisting their teams. Vampire 1, 1, and 6 though, as a fight breaking out.
TP from Vampire with that spellbook on the Alistair, the equalizer down as well, but now here comes the rest of MIBR loss, and there's a Talia Weaver's wall in, the Vault Breaker. Vampire makes himself unbreakable, but his body is looking a little bit beaten and bruised, and Zest finally gets some vengeance.
But that was 5 and 1 on the bot side. All they got was an Alistair and an ult. JDG, they're running up the mid, they're running up the top side, they're taking those cross-map objectives where MIBR hasn't been able to do that before, and they are punished for overloading that.
They get 3 plates top, they get a turret in mid. At least MIBR do get that turret in the bot side as well, so they don't come away with nothing. But it isn't a clean win, I completely agree. But hey, at least there are plays happening, which is better than we saw for the first 10 to 15 minutes of the game, where it felt like everything they did was just cursed to go wrong.
That's it, and speaking of curse.
And it is a deadly flourish into the chains of corruption. HongQ out survives, flash away from Duro is good. Junjia now here, needs to get the keeper's verdict. Knocks away the Nava, still shoved into the wall before he gets away. The rune prison's down though, and Xiaoxu is the one that secures the corporal punishment. Ackerman will pop Blossom, but again, he gets two people knocked into the sky. Unfortunately, control continues to be stifling.
Yeah, and we take a look at this one again. MIBR lost Curse. He thinks he has an angle onto HongQ because Dudu's here as well, but Vampire is here again. He forces the flash out of Dudu, and then Junjia, with that ultimate, is able to turn the fight back in their numbers advantage again. Sees more on the bot side, while on the top side, PEYZ is being plugged at by GALA, so able to keep PEYZ out of this one. Ackerman, though, tries to escape, but the inevitable Realm Warp from HongQ comes through, closes out the fight.
Between the Realm Warp, between Xiaoxu's TP, GALA zoning off the Talia, everything kind of just went a little wrong there. The wheels came off the bus. Maybe the driver's licenses in general are suspect in this game. Couple items now largely complete for JDG. Hell, they're well on their way to their third. We've got an arm guard in for HongQ. There's an engage in mid lane though, and the items might be helping them get the win. Eat the poppy lollipop as she knocks you up into the sky, and she ain't very sweet about that one. PEYZ hit by the curtain call, being tagged, being slowed. One more to go. They're trying to get some more damage. Forced to flash away, but Xiaoxu follows, and he's got a barbecue, and he's roasting some Talia. Zest is here, but nowhere near the Mega Gnar. The heroic charge into the wall means a less than a heroic exit for the Gnar, who needs to exit. The equalizer tags too, and forces more away, but you've lost your mid laner, you've lost your AD carry. Baron's alive, and they're realm warping over to it.
And you've lost the fight. JDG realm warp to that Baron because they know they have a 5-3 advantage. Now is the time to tighten their grip on this game. 3.5k up. 3 Drake stacked, 3 Grub, 3 turrets. It is a game of threes for JDG, and the only 3 that matters is not going to happen if JDG keep up this form in this BO3.
It's a little ironic when Jin's in the game. Hey, we'll have a look at this game because MIBR's complete, or rather attempt to collapse on this mid lane, and Vampire full sense.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's the only thing that they know. Junjia here with that steadfast presence, kind of frontlining. A beefy, tanky Poppy here. PEYZ getting tagged with nearly every single shot, but Curse is unable to enter this fight to protect his team, and here a steadfast presence from Junjia stops Curse getting in, prevents that Vault Breaker from the half before the 4th Drake of the game. Baron, it's currently on JDG, so it won't be around for another 4.5 minutes, and they're looking to siege the base. And maybe lost Curse going in here, though.
Deadly flourish onto PEYZ's a little bit dodgy, as Ackerman was looking for the flank, had got that flash, didn't get the opportunity. In the picture-in-picture, thank you, production, we see Xiaoxu pick up that tier 2 in the top side that was already so heavily damaged by HongQ's split pushing ways.
Junjia, though, has vision of Curse. Curse needs to respect it. They're responding to this top side. Really wants the red, but I don't think you want this.
No, there's a steadfast presence. There's a 2-level advantage in Curse. It's just not his game.
Curse, I have to question the decision there to try and contest for that when he saw JDG were pushing up through the mid lane. Now it's a 5v4 advantage over to JDG. Their gold lead is ballooning out to 5k. The power play getting even bigger here. Dudu trying to get some chip damage.
Balloon's looking like a Zeppelin at this point. It's in the stratosphere. Very, very scary indeed. And now the power play is a little bit more meaningful. There we go. Appreciate that, JDG. There's a deadly throw to prevent too much follow-up. The resets come on forward. We've got 30 seconds until the Ocean Soul.
Patient play to come from the back, from behind them, but look at all the pings. They want to contest this Drake. No, they need to contest this Drake.
They realistically do. Unfortunately, HongQ now has a full actualizer alongside that arm guard. PEYZ gets a death cap. That's great news, but you need to be here. They're going to try and contest now. Overcome MIBR lows. Into the river they go. There's a rune prison going on down. On the other side, an exhaust is in there. Xiaoxu is low. They bring him out, but the Ocean Soul is there. And the tsunami of Jing Dong Gaming washes away Brazilian hopes and dreams. Made in Brazil. Broken by the LPL.
Here in France, we do love to see it. Vampire is just tanking everything, letting JDG run them down. And these defensive pop blossoms from Ackerman ain't it, because JDG aren't letting him get in. He can't find a way to get that heroic pop blossom for his team to collapse around. Curse back here trying to do something.
But to the Nexus turrets we look, and JDG will take no prisoners, waste no time. They've got keys to crush. MIBR must hand over their keys to the kingdom, over to Jingdong Gaming with a pneumatic press in their eyes and some glee.